What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to another F1 2016 video. Today we're here at the German Grand Prix for a 50% race against the Legend AI in Jenson Button's McLaren. Of course, a new circuit to us in terms of we haven't had Hockenheim available for the modern cars since F1 2014, so I definitely thought I wanted to do this. So qualifying was okay, I guess. We qualified in 13th place. I did it off camera. It wasn't... Fernando Alonso qualified 10th, so compared to him, it wasn't amazing, but it was okay considering I haven't raced the circuit in a while. It was the first time I properly, was on the track with some anger on the lap to try and get in the lap time, so I thought it was okay. And right now you join us doing the race strategy, which is a very nice new feature to the game in terms of being able to visually see where the graphs are in terms of tyre wear. As you can see, I would try to go for a soft, super soft strategy, which you'll see in the end in the race. Didn't really pan out. I was probably quite optimistic in terms of the tyre wear and how much pace I had in the McLaren. But yeah, I mean, obviously I didn't know. This is my first ever 50% race on the game completely. Even in testing in March, I only did 25% races to make sure I got through the career mode to kind of test out the features of the R&D system and everything like that when I was up there at Codemasters. And then since then, through the kind of preview build and everything like that, obviously I've been doing like shorter races. So this is the first time I'm doing actually a long race. You can see here I'm fast forwarding through the formation lap. So kind of nice to do the formation lap on the 50% race. Make sure my tyres are all up to temperature, weaving around quite a lot. The brakes look pretty good. Obviously, we were going up to speed, through the section, so brakes were all good, but just really moving the wheel around right at the end there to make sure there was plenty of tyre temps in there to try and get a good start. And generally, I'm really loving the start on F1 2016. Really enjoyed the manual start. So here we go to 5 red lights for the German Grand Prix. 34 laps ahead of us, and we get an absolutely awesome start, like we did in the kind of other race I did in the Marussia car against the Ultimate AI at Silverstone. Great start. I managed to find a really good rev range for a few different cars, which are around maybe 11,500 to about 12,000 revs. Really sweet spot, I feel, right now. I'm not sure. Obviously, they could patch that and they could kind of change it because it's not meant to be maybe so easy to find the rev range. So I think Luke on Twitter, who's one of the employees at Codemasters, already said that they might tweak it a little bit. He jokingly said nerf to me when I tweeted out about how good of a start I can get now on this game. So they might tweak it for the release, so we'll have to see about that. But anyway, going on to the actual racing right now, we're in 10th place, battling Palmer right now, and the Renault, who's done absolutely fantastic to get into the top 10 in qualifying. So I'm hoping that changes a little bit, and they hopefully bring down the Renault a little bit, because it seemed like they were a bit too fast in qualifying in terms of they shouldn't really be getting in the top 10. But we go down the inside of Palmer. The clip kind of lags a little bit on my computer, but it doesn't lag anymore into this race, so don't worry about that. But we're up into what is 9th place at the moment. We cut later on to lap 4, so a pretty decent start on that opening lap, able to get past the Williams and our teammate Fernando Alonso. And now we're right behind the Force India of Hulkenberg, and you can see we get a really good line through here. We're on soft tyres, remember, versus these guys super soft. So already on lap 4, it looks like these guys are experiencing some tyre wear, because these super softs only go for about maybe 6-7 laps. My softs go about 11, and then the mediums go about 15, I think it is, perhaps. So these super softs already wearing out a little bit as we cut on to lap 5 right now, right behind Felipe Massa, and he's in 7th place. We're in 8th, going through the final corner, trying to get a good run in 4th gear, up into 5th, getting good slipstream right now. We've got DRS available on the next lap, so let's see. We have to hang behind Massa here, but we gain a little bit into turn 1, open the DRS here, and let's try and see if we can maybe dive down the inside onto the right-hander. You can see also, a few of you guys were noting in the comments, the dirt now on the screen when you get behind cars. I really like that feature. Just adds a little bit extra, just little tiny details like that really add to the game just as a whole, as the kind of whole immersion of it. But now into the hairpin, we overtook Massa, but then he came back at us. Bottas came back at us, I should say. Massa, we overtook Massa, and then Bottas came back at us for trying to get 5th place back, but we were able to defend from him. And now we cut onto lap 7 now. Through turn 1, you can see we've got up into 2nd place, because obviously we're going till about lap 11, lap 10 on the soft tyres. All the guys around us on super soft, so they pit. The only person with me is Bottas behind me, as you can see in the top left. He's also on soft tyres. So again, something new in the game. I like the fact that you can see the tyres now, so it makes my job easier as also a commentator for the game to actually see what's going on. So Bottas on soft tyres as well. He comes back at us obviously with some DRS. That Williams very fast compared to our McLaren Honda. But to be fair, McLaren Honda not too bad on this game. You would expect that, because obviously this season in real life the McLaren's not been too bad, not as shockingly bad as it was in 2015. So I was liking the fact that even though I was susceptible to being passed on the straight by Williams cars, it wasn't like 2015 where I was literally a sitting duck and I literally couldn't do anything, and I really basically wanted to kill myself on the straight when I was in the McLaren car in 2015. But in 2016, you can feel the downforce of the McLaren, and it's really, really nice to see that there's that difference of the straight line speed, but you can clearly see the McLaren has a good chassis, as you can see here, having an absolute awesome battle with Bottas there, and we make that move and just stay up in second place. But now we cut onto lap 10. You can see now Nico Rosberg's behind us in second place. He's overtaking Bottas, so he's already made his pit stop for that soft set tyre. So he's gone super softs, then to the softs right now, and getting good pace. He's overtaking Bottas. He's in the slipstream right now. He'll have DRS, so he's going to go for a move. Yes, he is. He goes down the inside into the hairpin, sparking away into the hairpin. Can we maybe do anything to maybe keep up with him? No. And then through the exit, I actually dropped the power way too much in second gear, and Bottas then smoothly gets past us. So a little bit unfortunate there. Still getting to grips with everything fully on the kind of preview build, and I just dropped way too much power in second gear. I think that's pretty much the only time I dropped the car on the back end this entire race. After this, I kind of got into the swing of things. You can see, I think hopefully you'll see, as we get further and further into race, I think it's kind of visible that I get a lot more comfortable with the circuit as a whole, you know, just learn all the kind of lines and the brake points properly, because obviously I didn't want to do any other circuit because it's a new circuit in terms of we haven't raced it properly in like 2 years since the 2014 game, so I was really wanting to go on it. And then here on lap 10 you can see Bottas went wide, and I sort of followed him through wide onto the gravel, so that was a little bit annoying. But we come into the pit stops. This is the first time you guys are going to see the manual pit stops are here, just about to brake and lock up there and just about make that speed limit, and we get into the pits now. So we're going on to the super soft tyres. So we got until lap 11 or lap 10 pretty much onto the super softs. Now these will go about maybe 6 laps, and you saw there that I think that was the Red Bull Verstappen overtook me and Bottas as we came into the pits. So I don't really know exactly where we're going to filter out in this race. At the moment, lap 11 cutting to the end, we're in P13. We narrowly miss the Toro Rosso and the Sauber there, who are sparking away. I think that was Kvyat and Nasser, so we narrowly missed them and nearly made contact with them, but thankfully we were fine. And we're up into 11th place now. Through turn 1, you can see the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel coming out of the pits for his second pit stop. So really at this point, no idea where I actually am in terms of net position, but right now all I know is on lap 12 we're right behind Nico Hülkenberg's Force India, gaining quite a lot, actually tapping his car a little bit as the super softs versus his, I think, soft tyres. I think he's on, yeah, soft tyres. You can see the difference in super softs there. We go cleanly down the inside, a lot of dirt on our camera. That will hopefully kind of get away from us there as we come through the final corner. Good grip through there in 9th place, and then we close up on Valtteri Bottas, who's behind his teammate Felipe Massa. So here, could we make a double overtake, I wonder? We'll have DRS. Bottas will have DRS on Massa as well, remember. So let's see, on lap 15, Bottas moves to the right-hand side of the circuit. They'll go side by side. Massa will come back, sparking away. Nice to see on the Williams car. But here we go with some DRS. We go on the outside of Massa, and then look at this. We do a beautiful switchback move on Massa, completely mugging off in front of his pals. And now we're up in 7th place, going side by side with Bottas. Bottas will just have the legs on us with that Mercedes engine, and so we'll stick behind him. We'll maybe look down the inside, but then we see Lewis Hamilton is out of the race. At this point I was thinking, is there going to be a safety car? And yes, there is a safety car in the game. So my first legit safety car in a 50% race on this game. Obviously in career mode, in the career mode preview that I gave you guys, the second part, I made a safety car happen because Ricciardo retired and I smashed a Sauber out. But this is the first legitimate kind of natural safety car I've had. So that was for Hamilton retiring, actually. So kind of nice to see that the big guns can retire there. Kind of gives that extra level of kind of uncertainty in terms of the career mode. But here I make a conscious decision to come in to the pits, to pit under the safety car. Of course, in real life F1 it works like that. You get kind of like a free pit stop if you pit under the safety car. So I thought straight away I'm going to do that. You know, we're in the McLaren, we need to play a bit clever in terms of the strategy. So we come in, Perez does the same. So Perez in the Force India thinking the same thing. So that's kind of nice to see, because in the past on 2015 as well, obviously we didn't have the safety car, but if anything happened, like the rain came, the AI would basically do their default strategy. Let's say the rain started falling, the AI would still pit when they were going to for dry tyres, even if it's starting to chuck down. Then they would pit an extra lap for intermediate. So it's kind of nice to see with this game now that the AI will react to what happens. If it's a safety car, some rain, hopefully they'll be reacting all the time to that and kind of making that kind of you know, conscious decision to kind of be like, oh, I'm going to come in right now 2 laps early because we got a safety car. We got, you know, the wet period coming through. So that's sort of nice to see. But you saw there, we're on the restart. We got right up behind Perez, and we just tried to make as best good of a start we could. We got away from Massa behind us, thankfully. And as we come to lap 22, Massa is coming back at us, though, but we're coming back at Perez with some DRS slipstream. We're on the medium tyres, remember. I didn't actually mention that. I came onto the medium. So my strategy was soft and then 3 super softs. Now it's a soft, super soft, and medium, and we're going to the end on the set of the medium tyres. So really, after all of that customization of my strategy, I'm going on the default strategy my engineer wanted me to do, but I'm basically going the flip reverse, because he wanted me to start on mediums and then go to softs and then super softs. I went on softs at the start, obviously, went a bit faster at the beginning of the race to try and be a bit racy with the AI, and now we're going to try and stretch these tyres out on mediums. We come to lap 29. We're into 2nd place right now as people have made their 3rd pit stop of the race, so we're doing really well to make this constant strategy work. And as we come through the hairpin on lap 29, the virtual safety car comes out, so that was really awesome to see. I haven't had a virtual safety car yet in the entire game. I think I got one in testing in March, but not on this kind of full kind of preview build. So really awesome to see finally the virtual safety car. I can show you guys what the strategy is. So you can see I'm basically kind of braking, accelerating. You kind of have to just keep within that delta. I actually find it quite difficult to actually consistently stay in that delta time. So you do have to constantly watch it, otherwise you will get a penalty. And then the virtual safety car comes in, it ends effectively, it switches off, and then you can see we're racing again. So we're in 2nd place. Rosberg's in 1st on super softs, where I'm pretty sure he has to make 1 more pit stop. So we could actually be leading this Grand Prix, as Verstappen is in 3rd behind us on medium tyres. I think he's doing the same as me, basically going to the end. But the guys around us are all making 1 more pit stop. So Rosberg's in, so he's going to probably put on another set of super softs. But we've got 3 laps left, and we're leading this Grand Prix, which was pretty nutty. I must admit, at the time I was like, okay, hang on, this is actually going to be a pretty tasty race if we're in 1st at the moment. But remember, Verstappen's on mediums, the Red Bull's pretty good as it is, maybe even on worn tyres, probably pretty good. But Raikkonen is on new softs, and Rosberg behind him is on new super softs. So these guys are going to come back at us. Raikkonen's already overtaken Verstappen there, actually, you can see on the top left. So Raikkonen really punchy at the moment, lap 32, and he's right behind us. You can see the proximity arrow, and in the mirrors, that red Ferrari. Here he comes with DRS. This should be a pretty easy move for Kimi, to be honest. And to be honest, there probably would have been an issue if I was actually going to be able to win this race in the McLaren Honda. I think we've done an absolutely fantastic job so far on strategy-wise. The safety car played into our hands so much. It would have been probably a much different race if the safety car had not come out, so that completely changed our race round. You can see at the moment, even Verstappen on worn medium tyres, pretty much the same wear as me, is closing up to me in that Red Bull car. Obviously, a phenomenal amount of downforce in the Red Bull, and so it's only a matter of time before he probably gets past as we come through the right-hander in 4th gear. You can see Verstappen getting a really good drive off that corner, and here he comes in the mirrors. He's going to go down the inside. I have to give him the room, otherwise we're going to make a crash, and so Verstappen goes cleanly down the inside. I wanted to maybe squeeze him a little bit more, but really he was so close to me and had his nose stuck in there that if I tried to pinch him, we probably would have span, or I would have span him out, so I had to give him the room there. But we come back at him through the final 2 corners there, down the inside of the final corner, nearly grazing his side pod, and we just give him something to think about. But, you know, Verstappen, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected in this Red Bull, and he keeps it ahead of us. But you can see Rosberg setting a pretty blistering lap time there on his super softs, and you can see in the top left again, really useful to see that he's on super softs. You can see clearly in terms of what all the AI are doing, and I really do like that. It really did make a difference in terms of knowing what was going on in the race. You can see that I lost the back end on that 3rd turn, and that means Rosberg is completely right behind us. He actually taps us behind us. I think he hit our gearbox, and Rosberg comes right past us with DRS, and we have to settle down for 4th place. And at the moment, Vettel, there's a little bit of time behind us, so we could finish up in 4th, which would be an absolutely amazing, and, you know, I'll take that position. That's an absolutely amazing position. But Rosberg easily gets us there, as you would expect. On to lap 34, the last lap of the Grand Prix, locking up Sebastian Vettel right behind us on medium tyres at the moment. Rosberg's been flying. He's up into 2nd place at the moment, trying to battle Kimi Raikkonen for the lead. Verstappen down in 3rd, but here comes Vettel round the outside into the stadium section. I'm going to try and hang him out there, and we've really gone wide a little bit onto the normal racing line and cut him off there. So he's staying 4th place through the stadium section. I'm sure the crowd are probably going wild, trying to cheer on Sebastian Vettel to try and close up to us and overtake us. But through the final 2nd corner, through to the final corner, and Kimi Raikkonen's going to win the German Grand Prix here. Rosberg comes 2nd and Verstappen 3rd, but we're going to get a brilliant 4th place, and what a way to end up our first 50% race. And I'm not going to lie, I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was such a good race. Just the feeling of the car felt really nice. The force feedback was working well. I finally got some great settings. If you're wondering, I was running, I think, 55 actual strength, then environment 70, and then I think the wheel weight was at 55. Really felt perfect for me in terms of not too heavy, the wheels not giving me too much resistance, but it's just enough to feel like I can actually feel the car on the ground. So I think I'm going to pretty much be using those settings for a lot of the time now into the future, so really glad I found those settings. But yeah, the car just felt really awesome there. The McLaren obviously down in speed, but I could clearly feel the downforce, and it was really nice to be able to actually push really hard on the super softs, and you could see the difference between medium, soft and super softs. I was able to catch up so fast on super softs, and on mediums having to do a bit more of a calm race and just, you know, just do my race basically, just keep it going, be consistent as I can on those tyres and stretch them out. So it was really awesome to see finally the 3 tyres coming into play for the first time for myself, the first 50% race I've done. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. If you guys did, remember to smash that like button, let me know what you thought of the race in the comments below. If you're around here, do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. And there you go, 4th place, just showing how good of a strategy we did, because look at our pace on the fastest lap. We really didn't actually have the pace to be up there in 4th, but it's because of our strategy, staying out there, putting on the safety car on medium tyres. Our strategy worked out a treat, and it just shows that in this year's game, I think, strategy is more important than it ever has been. Just like real F1, you know, the 3 tyre strategy really comes into play and comes into its own so far, so many times in the real life season, and now in the game, it's awesome to have that as well. And so, a brilliant 4th place. And hopefully I've done Jenson bottom proud there in 4th. But yeah, guys, that's been this video. If you did enjoy it, again, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought. If you're around here, do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been over. Home to the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.